Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors to Elder Apostles, Great Millstone, salutation, Akim, teach all truth and sincerity. Excuse me. It's gonna be a scripture of the day. It's in the curses. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And I'm gonna read some precepts that kind of went with this. So it says, and thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whether Yahweh shall lead thee. So Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are basically at the bottom of all nations' societies. We're put in the ghettos. The neighborhoods that we live in are not as clean as other neighborhoods, but we get called another thing about a proverb and a byword. The names we get called, the names that so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American. Those are bywords. Being called African American, that's a byword. Being called Mexican, that's a byword. Being called Puerto Rican, that's a byword. All these different things are byword. Like the Puerto Ricans are Ephraim. That's their Hebrew name, Aparium. The so-called Negroes is Judah, Benjamin and Levi. Judah is Yehoiada. Benjamin is Benjamin. Levi is lawyer. It's like these different because Levites are called Haitian. Haitian's a byword. Jamaican is a byword for the Benjaminites. African Americans is a byword for the so-called Negro, Judite, and those are bywords. And then they make up stereotypes and other names for us too, like spook. That's a byword. It's all these different names that they come up with over time. That. But anyway, I wanted to read a couple scriptures that precept with the 1 Kings 9 and 7 as one of them. It says, then will I cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them, and this house which I have hallowed for my name will I cut out of my sight. Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people. So we are a proverb and a byword amongst all these nations over here in America and across the world, because we're at the bottom. We're not at the top. We're at the bottom of these nations. We're not at the top, especially amongst Esau society. We're not. Jake is not at the top unless you sold out. Another there in Jeremiah, so I'm gonna read this is Jeremiah Jeremiah 24 verse 9. It says I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth for their hurt, to be a reproach and a proverb and a taunt and a curse in all places where I shall give them. Because the Most High Yahweh, he sold us to the nations but not for our destruction, but to because we moved him to wrath. So he sold us to those. He sold us to Esau and all, and we've been scattered to all the other nations because it was our punishment. It was our time to go down. It was all. It was basically because we pissed him off, and you know he chastised us with Esau, whipping us and putting us in captivity, but he chastised us with Esau and these other nations, putting and sending us to these different nations. And he basically took us from Israel, put us in captivity to serve our punishments in captivity, but he, you know, gave us the full whooping with the curses. And that yeah, that he whooped us with the curses. He whooped us he whooped our ass because we pissed him off. And he showed because, like, I'm gonna say this, it says in scripture, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So the Most High loved Israel so much that he whooped us so he can give us salvation in the end, because he's not going to forget Israel and forget his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that Israel that he will um he's not going to forget that promise he made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So if he, the Most High, word does not come back void. He's gonna do what he said he's gonna do from the beginning. So and the Most High doesn't lie either. So he's gonna do what he said he's gonna do, and it's gonna go like he said it's gonna go. But Israel uh was all Israel was scattered and taken to these different lands for their hurt, but basically to get to serve their punishment, because our nation moved the Most High to anger and pissed him off, so he had to punish us and give us that ass whooping that we needed. Jeremiah 29:18 says, talks about the same. It says, it's Jeremiah 29:18, Salaki. It says, I will persecute them with the sword and with the famine and with the pestilence, and will deliver them to be removed to all the kingdoms of the earth, to be a curse, an astonishment, and a hissing, and a reproach among all the nations where I have driven them. And that has happened to our people. We've been we have been cursed with the curses. We've been a proverb and a byword, a hissing, a reproach among all these nations, amongst all these heathens, and our Israelites, And that's truthfully what has happened to our people. We've gone through the curses. We're still in the curses, but all these curses won't be lifted until Yahushua comes back, till Yahushua crack them clouds and deliver the elect. The curses won't be lifted until then, So I'm gonna say all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakadash, double honor, instead of the apostles, great millstone, and salutation, you, Akim, teach all true sincerity and shalom.